Right now, you are standing in front of this masterpiece worth billions, which is the most reproduced painting in the world today. Everything is vibrant yellow, warming one's heart like a gentle sun, isn't it? But you are mistaken. Behind these bright yellow paints lies hidden the scream of a man left utterly alone within the cold walls of an asylum. Vincent van Gogh began painting these flowers during his happiest days, looking toward the future with hope. Yet only a few weeks later, these very same flowers would become the silent witnesses to a shattered friendship and that infamous fit of madness that would lead all the way to a severed ear. The year is 1888. Van Gogh had fled the gloomy weather of Paris and moved to Arles, a small town in the south of France. Here, he became spellbound by the famous southern sun and rented a tiny studio he called the Yellow House. Vincent's greatest dream was to transform this place into an art colony where painters from all over the world could work freely. When he learned that the famous painter Paul Gauguin, whom he deeply admired, was on his way to live with him, he was overjoyed. To impress his friend and decorate the room where he would stay, he immediately set to work. As his subject, he chose the sunflowers he gathered from the fields of Arles. Let's carefully examine the flowers in the vase. Van Gogh didn't just paint beautiful-looking flowers here. If you notice, while some sunflowers are in full bloom and vibrant, others have lost their petals, dried up, and bent their heads downward. Some even look at us almost like human faces. Through these different stages of the sunflowers, Vincent was actually telling the story of the human life cycle: birth, youth, maturity, and inevitable death. That wild, chaotic arrangement of the flowers was the external expression of the stormy state of mind within the painter's own inner world. One of the greatest technical revolutions of this painting in art history is that Van Gogh used almost exclusively a single color: yellow. Utilizing the newly invented chrome yellow pigment of the time, the painter brought together more than 30 different shades of yellow on a single canvas: a yellow background, a yellow vase, and yellow flowers. Normally, such a combination should have strained the eyes or caused everything to blur together. Yet Vincent ensured that every detail stood out from one another by applying the paint with thick, heavy brushstrokes, carving it onto the canvas almost like a three-dimensional sculpture. Paul Gauguin finally arrived at the Yellow House. However, the peaceful art colony Van Gogh had dreamed of quickly turned into a living hell. The characters and artistic visions of these two brilliant painters were polar opposites. Violent arguments began to erupt in the house every single day. Although Gauguin greatly admired Van Gogh's sunflower paintings, he was deeply disturbed by Vincent's unstable state of mind and obsessions. All the hopes Vincent had cherished to keep his friend in the house were starting to wither away, one by one, just like the petals of these yellow flowers. The date is December 23rd, 1888. The arguments reached their peak, and Gauguin announced that he was leaving the house for good. Devastated by this news, Van Gogh suffered a horrific fit of madness that night and cut off a portion of his own left ear with a razor. Gauguin fled the town without even looking back. As for Vincent, covered in blood, he was rushed to the asylum. That is why those vibrant yellow sunflowers, which look so cheerful at first glance, are actually visual monuments to the most tragic friendship breakup in history and the very moment the mental collapse that led Van Gogh to his death began. Let's look at the signature on the vase once more. It simply reads Vincent with no last name, because he didn't want his paintings to be mere commodities sold only in luxury galleries. He desired for people to connect with him directly, like a friend, on a first-name basis. This man, who managed to sell only a single painting throughout his entire life and fought against poverty and social exclusion, had breathed his immense love and zest for life into these yellow flowers. Even at moments when he saw the world in utter darkness, he chose to illuminate his canvas with the color of the sun. Sunflowers is the brightest legacy of a life trapped between madness and genius, loneliness and hope. With these flowers, Van Gogh left us not just nature, but the most sensitive and fragile moments of the human soul. To not miss out on this mysterious and profound art series, don't forget to like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next mysterious painting. Stay with art.